I'm called a hippie, frou-frou. Oh, the newest one was poofer or poofter, something like that. Yes, you know who you are if you've even gotten this far in my video. And these are people who think that I live in this imaginary world. They think that I think everything is sunshine and rainbows, and definitely there is so much magic. There is so much beauty here. There's so much love. There's so much beauty. There's no doubt about that. Of course, there are dark aspects of life. But I see the beauty in everything. Because everything is sacred and there's a reason for everything. I've spoken about that. I have a video on it. Everything is divine. I can provide that link for you. So these people think that I'm just in La La Land and Fairyland and Poofterland. This has nothing to do with wanting to create some imaginary thing or world. What I share, what I speak, and how I live, these are the teachings of love. Unconditional love. This is the message that the beautiful soul, who we call Jesus Christ, this soul left on this planet. He's not the only one. These teachings were left before. They were left in different ways by different teachers, maybe expressed differently. Buddhism led me to open and expand my heart even more by leaving the prison of my mind. The beautiful Buddhist monk and author Thich Nhat Hanh, I hope I'm saying your name right, I love you to death, and his book, True Love, An Awakening of the Heart. It's such a simple book, but it will set you free. So what I talk about, this is not fairyland. These are teachings. It's a way of life, of living from here, of truly meeting a person, meeting them equally, and not judging. There is no judgment in love. So when you are perceiving a person as negative, whatever, it is a form of judgment. It is also an observation. Of course, it is a fact if a person is being very rude and pessimistic. It is a lower vibration. It is from a lower vibration. But if you continue to judge this person and say, I will not be around this person, and I will not be that person's friend, I will not do this, I will not do that, that is judging. You're judging this person. Maybe this person doesn't even know how to be anything else. Maybe nobody ever taught this person how to be happy, how to open their heart, how to forgive. And that is exactly what the teachings of love are. They teach you all of this. And the teachings of love talk about being love, because, hello, love, let me tell you a secret. You are love. That is what we are at the core. That is who we truly are. That is the greatest power ever. And we all have to come back to remembering that we are love. And that nothing else is real but love. Fear is false evidence appearing real. That's a great acronym. Anything that is not of love is fear. It's an illusion. We all have to make our way back to love. Yes, I admit there was a time in my life that has served me well in that time, where I had to set up boundaries, and I saw people who were negative and complained all day and this and that. And I said, okay, for me to be healthier and take care of myself as I started my journey, I said, okay, I need to set boundaries. I cannot be around this person as much. It's too much, and it's not helping me as I'm trying to break free from my own stuff, right? I used to have anxiety, and I can talk about that in another video. So I had to set boundaries and choose who I wanted to be around more and who not to be. And it served me so well in that time. And then as I continued to grow, then these people are not negative. They just hold a different vibration than me. Their vibration is a little bit lower than where I'm at. If they're angry or frustrated or ashamed of something, shame, fear, anger, jealousy, resentment, bitterness, sadness, depression, any of these are lower vibrations. Regret. When you start to feel peace and feel comfortable letting things go, you start to raise your vibration. As you start to forgive, you raise your vibration. As you come into happiness, joy, bliss, these are higher vibrations. So it's just vibrations, it's vibrations of energy. So yes, I started to notice that, and I was like, okay. And with me being very, very sensitive as an empath, a clear empath, an intuitive, I do have to set boundaries as well sometimes, because I can feel so much, I can hear so much, I'm picking up on so much. But that doesn't mean that I'm supposed to stay away from these people. These are the people I am supposed to be around because they need my love. These people need your love, and they need your light, so they can remember their light, so that they can awaken more. And we're all on our individual paths, but we're all evolving. That is just known in the universe. We are all evolving. Even if your pace is different than mine, even if your lessons are a little bit different than mine, or very different, we're all evolving, and we're all evolving to remember and expand and join back with all that is and all that great stuff. Difficult, negative people need our love. And this is one last thing I will say, if you even hung around this far in this video. This is a very important lesson, so I'm glad I'm saying it last, because those who are patient and really wanted to hear what I say, you get to hear this too. And maybe you already know, and I'm going to remind you. And if you didn't know, this is fantastic. The other person is you. They are a reflection of you. So no matter how different they are, no matter how different, this person is yet another drop in the ocean, of which you too are a drop in that ocean. That's one way of looking at it. But what the other thing I would like to convey and explain is that this other person in your life is also there because there is an aspect of yourself that you need to see about yourself. I will say that again. That difficult person is in your life because there is an aspect of yourself that you need to see. So for example, I will give you a good example. I had a coworker who I started a new job, And this coworker, I chatted with her. I chat with everybody, so to get to know her, I chatted a little bit. Everything seemed cool. And then maybe a week or so later, I don't remember, she just started to treat me differently. She became actually pretty nasty. I could tell even before I went to her to talk to her. I could tell that something was up and that she was being very passive aggressive and very rude. Because I pick up on vibes and I'm intuitive and all that good stuff. So it became evident, and at first I didn't know what to do because I've honestly never been treated this way. I get along with everybody. I don't judge, and I'm very kind to everybody, and I just try to always have peaceful encounters. So I was like, whoa, man, this is weird. But I knew that it had to have been happening for a reason. Everything is for a reason. So I was like, okay, universe, guides, show me what is the lesson here. Why is she being so rude? I mean, she was being rude. I mean, we would be the only two in the room and she would act like I didn't exist. If a student needed help and I was trying to help, I didn't know what to do, and I'd call on her, she'd act like I didn't exist and wouldn't even help me. It was very bizarre. Of course, now I know why, all the different reasons and facets and layers of reasons, and I'm grateful for that experience. So she was treating me this way, and in the process of me trying to figure out the lesson, you know, of course I was getting upset. I was like, man, this is just so wrong. She is so just nasty and rude and so passive aggressive, and like, man, what's her deal? I didn't do anything to her. And then I had a dream. And in the dream, I saw her there. And all of a sudden, I look at her, and I heard a voice. I mean, it was just instant. And I woke up going, oh! I literally said to myself in the dream, I looked at her and I said, you are me. I mean, that's all I said. I said, you are me. And I woke up, and it was a whole instant revelation, instant knowing, returning. Literally, yes, she is me. The other person is you. But also, she was showing me a facet of myself. It was like I was being reminded of a phase in my life where I was hurting. And I had those same characteristics and treated people possibly rudely. I mean, I remember having an attitude problem and being very moody. I could tell she was hurting deep down. She was reminding me of a time in my life where I was hurting that bad, to where I possibly hurt other people and didn't realize I was hurting them. You know, maybe even just by not acknowledging them, or I don't even know, not being as polite. So her behaving that way allowed me to reflect on those times in my life when I was hurting. And then it also gave me the opportunity to feel compassion for her, because I remembered what it felt like. I remembered what it felt like to be hurting, stressed out, confused up here, constant chatter, anxious thinking, constant, you know, going, what if scenarios, and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So once I had that realization, I had instant compassion for her, and then after that, I stopped being triggered. I knew that she was triggered by me. I was showing her something that she needed to see, just as she was showing me something I needed to see. You know, and it also gave me an opportunity to just completely reflect on every action I had with her, to see if I truly had been kind and loving and in every single way, right? So that is an example of a person who is reflecting something back to you. This is called mirroring. So no matter who you have in your life, if you just constantly think they're fucking awesome and beautiful and gorgeous, they're reflecting that back to you. They are a reflection of you. They are showing you how amazing and fucking fantastic and beautiful and radiant and optimistic and loving that you are. And then another person who maybe gets under your skin a little bit, they're showing you something. Maybe they're not showing you exactly that you are a pain in the ass, but what they're showing you is how are you responding to that person who seems to be a pain in the ass? How are you treating this person? How are you speaking about this person? How are you perceiving them? When you start to look at yourself and how you perceive them and how you talk about them when they're not around, how you talk to them, how you treat them, all of that stuff, that is showing you stuff about you. So if you're not having any of that, if you are having someone who's a pain in the butt and you're just being so kind to them and loving, it is showing you that you truly are doing your best to be very loving and kind. But if you are perhaps talking behind their back, if you're judging them, if you're making fun of them, if you're being nasty back to them, if you're counteracting with defense and name calling them or whatever, if you're doing anything that's not love, it is showing you that aspect of yourself that you could improve on. And perhaps it's showing you a side of yourself that is also hurting that you need to tend to, and to show compassion and forgiveness and love. And by turning to compassion for yourself, you can turn to with compassion to the other person. I can attest, being loving and kind and compassionate radically changes people's lives. I have made friends just by being kind to them. I have had people come into my life and they were really difficult and they challenged me. I could tell that they were kind of challenging. And I was just very nice. I remember specifically one friend when I worked at Victoria's Secret, and she would kind of make these jokes and say sly remarks and this and that. And I was just always kind to her, very optimistic and kind, and I would laugh it off, and just I would never let it offend me or trigger me, and I just always was very kind to her. And after a while she came to me and told me that you know, I thought you were this and that, but actually you're really cool and you're really nice, da da da. And we became really good friends, really good friends. So I mean, it truly can and will change people's lives. So for those who stuck around to hear this long-winded talk about compassion and love and kindness, I thank you. It's such an important message. It's such an important message. It's so needed in the world. So whoever hung around to listen to that and to listen about mirroring, bless you. And I hope it helps you. I hope it helps you with your perspective on things and helps you shift your perspective. Isn't that what all this is about, is shifting our perspective? Learning and expanding our consciousness. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and healing. So I hope you try this. I hope you try this in your life. Exercise this, implement it, try it just to see, right? Depends on what kind of person you are. Just to see what happens. And I hope it helps someone. May peace be with you. Thank you for watching and listening. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful night, wherever you are in the world. May you recognize the light that is within you, that you are. May you feel the presence of the divine each and every day. Namaste. Mitakoe Oyasin. Aroha Nui.